Hey, I'm Paul, and I just want to show you a video of the journey that I'm going to embark on, putting a Dillinger street legal e-bike kit onto a large adult size push scooter, which is called a Kickback Cross Max, kick bike rather. And it's got a 26-inch front wheel, 20-inch rear wheel, disc brakes, bit of suspension. So it's actually a great push scooter. It's just that I'm an old fart and I can't ride bikes. They hurt me, my back, my knees. Same with the scooters. The ones with the little wheels are exceedingly dangerous. So I wanted to have something that's got big wheels and yet do 25k an hour safely around Australia, so I can be with friends, family, and enjoy the great Australian outdoors. So we've got the kick bike here. It's up on a table so that I can get to it quite easily without bending over. Now, I'm not going to start off with the front wheel at the moment because I'm pretty confident that'll fit. The problem is the battery. And of course, it's a big battery and it will go on this shaft here, coming down to here. You can see here on this kick bike a couple of anchor points here, these two, where there was a water bottle. But what will happen is the battery cradle won't fit on both of those up here. So we're going to put this here, which is the mount of this whole unit. We will take it off that lock nut and put a 25 mil bolt through there with 4 washers to space it off this one. It will be spaced off this one a little bit, so it has the overhang that won't be burdened by the bend in this whole shaft. And then up here, to hold the top of the battery cradle here, we've got ourselves a stainless steel T-bolt hose clamp. Now this one, the size of this is 49 to 57.2. I'm not sure what the size of this shaft is, but it does work. Basically, I've had it on, I've worked it, it works well. It's all square up and down here for the battery to just slide straight into when the battery's going straight into it. Now you can see we put a hole here, just under you can see my finger underneath it there. That's on the top of this T-bolt hose clamp. And it will squeeze up there and the lock nut will go at the back of it just here. And then it will fit. It's a bit fiddly, but we do know that it works. And the battery will sit straight into that, nice and flush. And a little bit off the platform, which you'd expect anyway. So what I've done is I've taken the lock nut off that and put the longer 25 mil by 5 mil width with the screw top there, and it will go into this mount just here on the top. This thing here, by the way, is a sort of a mudguard thing. So we've got it sitting in there, in that hole above the bottom hole, because of this going down further and past there. So I'm just going to screw it in. Now there are 4 washers behind there to space it away a wee bit more. It may not have needed 4, it doesn't matter. It's got to be sitting totally square for the battery to go in and out. So you can see there, it's in now, but it's not in at the top. Now that's a little bit wobbly because it's not tight. I could tighten it up just to show you what it's like. So the battery will go in and out of that. It's quite square, going up and down like so. So now we're going to put this T-bolt hose clamp on there with the hole in it. It's a little bit tricky. So what I have to do is pick up this 20 mil by 5 mil. This 5 mil is the diameter, by the way. The length of the shaft is 20 mil, and that will go in there like so, and it will come around and go into this hole. Now you can see it's fiddling around there. It hasn't met the hole yet. It's a two-handed job, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever the words are. Hard to show you, but basically I'm going to do that, and then I will grab this nut here. This is a lock nut. You can see that it's a lock nut. It's got the threaded bit on the inside of it, and that will go in there and hold there. And then I'll feed the bolt through the hole that I've created there. It's a 5.5mm hole in this T-bolt hose clamp. And then I'll pull that in, and then we'll tighten up over this side over here where there's a bolt to go on there. That's a 10mm bolt, nut rather, to go onto that. One of the things that I do know is that I have to loosen this down here. So it's got a bit of play in it. Oops, don't worry about that, we'll grab that in a sec. So this has to have a bit of looseness so we can adjust all this properly to get the nut into the back of it and this thing sitting home where it should be. So it's all tight now. This is tight. This is tight. And of course, this shaft here is tight. Now there's a bit of overlay on that, which is obviously because the size is big. It's a big size. That's the 49.57mm, but that's okay. It's sitting in there nicely. It's looking okay. It's certainly not going anywhere. And I can just tighten a few more things. It is sitting over the mud guard a little bit, but that's okay. It's not exactly going that way with the bar, and you probably don't really want it to. This is a bit like a spacer anyway, to just hold it into place. So now the battery should fit into it okay. Let's grab the battery and make sure that it's okay. These batteries do scratch very easily, so when you're mounting it, just try and not let it get all dirty. So you line it up with the Q marks here at the back of it. There it goes, and then down it goes. There it is, and it's in, and I've bumped the switch, but that's okay. So that's now mounted on there pretty solid. So we've unlocked the front wheel and we've let the tyre down. So we've got to remove this disc rotor and put it onto the new hub, the motorised hub from Dillinger. And they do recommend that you use the same screws as what you can see there. They're a pretty international fit, I believe. And so it will go onto the right side. And we're using the packing here as well, all this, to just keep it off the ground, off the table, off whatever we've got to do, just to protect everything. And it also holds it in place nicely. Okay, so we've changed the tyre over, and we put the disc on the new motorised hub. Now, they do say that the dropouts might need to be widened, and they do. So one way of doing it without keeping the wheel going back and forward is to pull this little side off, this little thing here. Now you can see it's got a key, and just see how it goes fitting in there. You can see it doesn't fit, it's just not wide enough. So what we have to do is put that back on onto the wheel here so we don't lose it, and then we have to grind out these two so that little key mechanism here will fit both sides, and we know that the whole thing will slide straight in there. And we had to remove the disc brake as well. That's it floating around just there, just so it's easy to get it on and off, and then we come back to that. So we've had to grind out these dropouts so as the wheel axles would fit on both those. Some people use a file. I used a angle grinder. It's very, very tight now. So we've got the hub sitting in here now, the wheel, I should say. It's spinning quite freely. And this thing here is the torque hub thingo to stop it sort of snapping something in here, I guess. I'm not really 100% sure on that. It was a bit of an extra cost. It looks pretty smooth. We do need a bigger clamp because we've got quite a wide suspension frame here, so we can get a bigger clamp for that, and that'll go on there. There sure is a few tricks to putting this thing on and putting it all together, but one of the things that I did learn, it's not a standard fit out. It's not like an e-bike or anything like that, but just in here, there's a bit of the framework bulging out and impinging on the disc. So it's a very, very close fit, but it's certainly freed it up a lot now compared to what it was like before. And now we've just mounted the LCD screen and the switch, pos and neg. It's quite easy. I didn't need all these little rubber spacer things to add to the bar size. It was fine. So now we're ready to mount the throttle onto the, you can see that it's a whole circle thing, so we have to take this handle here off and move this strut control unit out of the way. And underneath here, underneath on these gold rings, are Allen keys, and we probably have to move the handbrake as well to get everything in the right position. So as you can see, the rubber is loose, and this little thing here has to be prized off to be able to move the rubber off the actual handlebar. Okay, so everything's on. There's that, there's that, there's that. The wheel is on. Now the wiring is rough, obviously. We've connected all the wires up. We haven't connected the battery onto the battery cradle yet. It's a bit rough, but we're at this stage now where we've left a few things. The pedal assist, the brake sensors for the handbrakes. We don't actually need those at the moment because we're not pedaling. And it says there on the instructions. Don't forget the instructions are quite good from the Dillinger website. Okay, well it's time now to test everything. Now you can see the wiring is pretty messy. That's okay. We just want to make sure that all the leads are connected correctly. So let's turn the power on just here. Hold it in, and there it is. It's coming on. So now what I'm going to do is try and hold the thing. We've got the accelerator here, which I'm going to hit, but I just want to lift it up first and see what happens. So the camera's on there. I'm going to lift it up a bit, and oh yeah, look at that! Nice breeze coming off it too. Can't wait to get it outside and see what happens. All right, I've got to get some boots, helmet, all the safety gear to get it out there and get it on the old paddock. I've probably got up to about 50 kilometres an hour now, I'd say. Squeaky front brakes, but it's fantastic. It really is fantastic. It's doing 25k an hour when I get onto it. Wow, this is fantastic. This is a Kick Bike Cross Max converted with a Dillinger e-bike street legal kit. It's just amazing, just absolutely amazing. And a few little things we had to do to it to get it sorted out. But it does 25k an hour. It feels very solid having the 26-inch front wheel and the 20-inch rear wheel. The screen is easy to see. We've got the disc brakes. I feel very safe on it, and looking forward to getting out and about with some friends and family and cruising around enjoying the great Australian outdoors.